Kapag cheating na ang usapan, hindi lang to tungkol sa pagtataksil, hindi lang din to tungkol sa lalaking nagtataksil, minsan babae rin ang nagtataksil dito. At syempre, dahil dyan, gusto rin nating pag-usapan lahat about cheating, about... Anyway, enough of this, no? Coach, ano ba yung cheating? Kailan ba nagsa-start, Maxine, from the moment na nagtago? Paano ba natin malalaman? Ano ba yung kino-consider natin as cheating? Diba? Kasi yung iba, sinasabi nila, nag-cheat, hindi, nag-like lang ng sexy na Instagram na model, diba? Yung iba naman, natingin lang sa elevator, may dumaan, kasi sobrang ganda, kahit ako mapapatingin doon, diba? Right. May ibang babae na super selosa, diba? Same goes with men. Meron ding lalaki na sobrang seloso, na yung babae, mapatingin lang sa gwapo. Nagsiselos din, di ba?
Absolutely. As a matchmaker and dating coach, we've been helping singles for 12 years no, since we started this mission of us na tulungan yung mga babae at mga lalaki to be smarter sa pagpili ng partner. We've noticed that cheating doesn't start with the hands, it starts with the brain. So the moment that you start liking posts, the question is, why are you liking a woman's post in a bikini? Is it because you want her to notice you? Or is it because I'm liking all the posts that I'm seeing?
Diba? Ang daming guilty dyan eh.
Yes, kasi ang dami palagi minsan pinopost, right? And then, sabi nga nila, na pagpaulit-ulit na same girl yung nilalike mo, right? Of course, you would want the attention.
Yes. Kumbaga, what's the intention? Why are you interacting with her post? Is it just, nagandahan ka lang sa swimsuit niya, sa bikini niya as a man? Or are you trying to, elicit some sort of attention so that you slide into the DMs? And that's how it starts. It's called emotional cheating.
Yes.
So anything that you feel na hindi magugustuhan ng partner mo, that could already be categorized as the beginning point of cheating in a relationship.
Let's go back with you. Kasi you mentioned kanina, di ba? Sabi mo, pag paulit-ulit nila like, does it matter? Example, paano ba? Kasi there's so many Instagram models, women na sobrang ganda.
Yes.
Minsan kasi pwedeng nagkataon lang, na-like once, napindot.
Nasiko mo, tapos na-like.
Diba? It can happen eh. So, when do you think it's going to be so hurtful kapag yun at yun ang nilalike
Yes,
niya?
kasi di ba parang sabi nga nila, if it's the same person, at the same yung nangyayari, or like, ako mas nababother ako doon. Kasi
Yes.
bakit kailangan ulit-ulit? So meaning baka nag-exchange of likes na sila, and it starts there, those little stuff na ganyan. However, I would remember, based on my experience, right, my ex would always get my phone every time. And then actually worse pa nga kasi parang hindi ako pwede shower or do something nang nakasara yung door.
Seryoso?
Kasi feeling niya may kausap ako and stuff. And of course, way back then, I was still, naive. Di ko naman alam yung ganon. And na-realize ko na ganon pala yung past niya. And then, kaya siya masyadong, priming and
Gawain
all.
niya kasi.
Gawain pala nila. So sometimes...
Natatakot sa sariling anino.
Yeah. So, gawain pala niya. So, doon ko lang nalaman na, oh my gosh, ganun pala yun.
Pero coach, is cheater always a cheater? Sabi nga
Oh
nila,
my
di ba? Or,
gosh!
di ba? Di ba? Once a cheater, always a cheater.
My answer would be yes, and science backs it up.
Oh my gosh!
So according to
Huwag
research...
kayong loloko-loko dyan. Ako, forever cheater na pala kayo.
Oh my God!
So I'm a science-based dating coach. I don't just give tips based on my experience, but we like looking at ano ba yung mga tendency ng human beings all around the world, no? So science have found that when a person cheated, hindi lang 100% yung likelihood na mag-cheat sila lahat. It's actually 300%. Ano ibig sabihin nun? When a person has been cheating on their previous partner, you are not an exemption. It's just a matter of time that their need for novelty, ibig sabihin yung need nila for excitement, need for bago, ilalabas at lalabas yan. At ikaw na naman ang susunod na victim.
May mga taong ganyan ba talaga na example? I mean, kasi I've known somebody na very loyal naman. Well, yun yung alam ko, ha? Like, may mga friends ako na super-duper loyal sa asawa nila.
Yeah.
Meron din naman akong mga friends na sinasabi nila na like lang naman, hindi sinasadya. That's what I'm telling a while ago kanina. Diba?
Okay.
Pero yung mga men na like this, like with your case, no, yung super seloso,
Yeah.
ano yan, coach, pag ganyan, pinanganak na ba yan na ganyan, namamana ba yan?
Okay. So usually a person who is seloso, it has something to do with their nervous system. Ibig sabihin, when they don't feel safe, dun sila nagiging praning. So, there are women na may tinatawag na instinct, di ba? Sometimes mafe-feel, kahit wala naman tayong nakitang ebidensya, hindi, feeling ko talaga may something eh. So, kahit hindi ikaw yung babae nag-check ng phone, kukutuban ka one time, tapos i-check mo yung phones, malalaman mo, meron nga. Saan nang galing yun? So, that's why I would always recommend for women to listen to their bodies because your body is smarter than your brain minsan. There are a lot of signs na nakikita natin, pero dahil in love tayo, we say, hindi niya gagawin yan.
Speaking, ano ba yung mga signs na feeling mo nag-cheat na yung guy? Example, sobrang bango. No? Parang nung isang araw, hindi naman nagpapabango to, bigla yung asawa mo.
Nahilig na sa branded na perfume. Bakit ano meron, di ba?
Sumusobra na yung workout.
Diba? Hindi lang yun, pumasok ng 7, uwi ng 7 ng gabi.
Oo, parang ano yun. Sa gym, nagbaba daw siya sa gym. Ano kayang pinag-gym man yan?
Or nakabaliktad na yung phone.
Oo.
Oo.
So my love, I'd like to share a personal experience. I had this suitor before, and whenever we eat outside sa restaurant, kaharap ko siya, napapansin ko, di ba nakaharap siya sa akin, so nakatalikod siya sa pinto, napapansin ko, kapag matandang babae ang naglalakad sa likod niya, tuloy-tuloy yung usap namin. Pero, pag batang, sexy, di ko alam kung naririnig niyo ba sa heel, sa lakad. Sabi ko, ang galing, parang may mata sa likod kasi gumaganto eh. Sabi ko, ay si kuya. Yan ang rason kung ba't hindi ko sinagot yun. Kasi sabi ko, may third eye pero sa likod.
Grabe, di ba?
And knowing that, I've also learned na he had chronic, he had a record of chronic cheating in the past. And so even if he had really good personality, even if he looks really good, he's very, very gentleman, naisip ko na kung nagawa niya nga yun sa mga previous partner niya, I am not an exemption, no matter who we are. So that is also my message to other women na huwag ka magpapabulag, hindi agad-agad nagbabago ang aso overnight joke.
So, pogi or pangit, nag-cheat talaga.
Sabi nga kanina
Yeah.
ni Coach V, di ba? Bihay kung sino pa yung pangit, yun pa yung grabe
Actually,
mang babae.
oo.
Siguro yung pangit is because they're not confident
Or because of
enough.
their, gusto nila yung validation na hindi
It
ako
has something
pangit.
do with validation na
Yeah.
siguro isip-isip nila, hindi man ako gwapo, magaling naman ako.
And yung gwapo, overconfident
Yung
naman.
gwapo naman, sometimes kasi kung yung gwapo, yun pa yung loyal eh. Kasi sanay na yan sa female attention eh. So, yun yung bagong trend na nakikita namin sa dating and matching.
Kasi karamihan
So, wag niyong
yung
judge
gwapo,
yung
ano
gwapo.
ngayon eh. Lalaki din yung gusto eh.
Yun nga lang ang bagong challenge ngayong 2026.
Di ba?
Oh, iba na yun. Hindi lang babae yung babantayan mo, pati yung kaibigan mong mga lalaki.
Oo, kasi di ba, it actually happens. Like, for the longest time, alam mo, yung partner mo, lalaki. I mean, this is all
It
over.
happens talaga,
like
Jazz.
the story of Kris Jenner and Bruce. Di
Yeah.
ba? Parang, ilan yung anak mo?
Yeah.
Correct.
Malaman mo, nag-swimsuit pala pag tulog ka, di ba?
Correct. Paano niya nagawa yun na nakailang anak? So I feel like, gender, it's a very complicated topic. That's the reason why I don't talk about it. Because ang dami talaga, unless you are in that situation, you're the only person who understand. But as a woman, if you have been victimized of dishonesty, it doesn't feel good. Na akala mo lalaking-lalaki siya, tapos biglang dalawa pala kayo. Yun nga lang, yung pangatlo.
Oo. Parang meron ako napanood one time.
It's
Have you seen
betrayal.
this? This is it's all over the news. Pinakasalan niya yung girl. After 1 month, nalaman ng babae, may kapartner siyang another man.
Oh my
Parang
gosh.
pinakasalan lang.
Yes. Because some of them, and one of my best friends is gay. And one of them, sinasabi nila na sometimes they just want to have a child. And they do recognize na in order to have a child, you have to get it on at least once.
Yeah.
But it's just, nakakatakot lang kapag hindi ka naging honest sa babae.
Exactly.
May mga babae naman kasing naghahanap lang ng baby. So, be very honest about it. wag yung mabibigti. Yung magugulat sila, akala nila may Prince Charming sila, Princess Charming ka pala. Diba?
Pero parang mas masakit yun kesa...
You think? Mas masakit yun? Kesa babae ka ipagpalit,
kasi
lalaki.
totally, I think there's no excuse to that. Kasi
Oo.
parang...
Na kahit anong, feeling ko kahit anong aesthetic clinic ko, hindi ko mabibigay yung binibigay sa'yo ng pinili mong lalaki. So it's really painful.
More painful.
So when a woman discovers she's been cheated on, what is usually the first emotional damage that happens internally? Kasi 'di ba, may mga ibang babae na, hey, I'm strong. Like example, like you, 'di ba, you're very successful, you have so much businesses, kaya mo maging busy. So kahit lokohin ka, example, no? Example, maloko ka man, kaya mong i-busy yung sarili mo eh. Pero hindi lahat ng sitwasyon ng babae ganyan eh, 'di ba? I mean, may mga babae, they're staying. It's because for survival.
Yes.
Pwede rin yun. Because feeling nila, kapag iniwan nila yung lalaki, paano yung pambayad nila ng ganito, maintenance nila, pambayad nila ng tubig. There are women who's like that. And also, meron ding mga babae na may anak sila, dinadahilan nila yung anak nila. 'Di ba?
Correct. So I generally recommend talaga for women to have their own pink slip. Ano ibig sabihin ng pink slip? Have your own income para you stay for love, not for survival.
Yes.
And talking about cheating, if you have already been cheated by your partner, no, it's a loss of self-respect if you continue to stay. Cheating is actually it's a form of saying na hindi na ikaw ang prefer ko, hindi na ikaw ang number one, hindi na ikaw yung gusto kong makasama. So if you keep on staying, kahit meron na siyang ibang gustong makasama, so what do you call that? You will be miserable all your life. And we only have what, 85, 86 years in our life?
Kung na-cheat ka na once, kailan mo pwedeng sabihin na, teka, isang beses lang to, pwede pa, baka magbago siya. For you, Max.
Well, I would always say you're not with a person based on potential. Kung ano na yan na yun. You cannot say na baka.
So kapag for
You can't
you,
stay like that.
For you, kapag cheat na once, you're dead, you're gone, you're goodbye. Adios, gano'n.
That's how I see it. Because I think 80%, ang sobrang daming babae, that's what you hear. Baka naman magbago pa, baka naman umokay pa, baka naman. But like, you are also fooling yourself.
Yes.
Because you want the potential in the person. Pero nagawa na nga eh. So if that was me, well, I think very differently. Tapos na. You've done it. It's your choice. I have to move on and, again, like sabi nga ni Coach V, respect myself.
Yes.
Because marami pa akong pwedeng gawin. There's so much years ahead of the woman. Palaging sinasabi ng babae, pero yun na nga, may anak kami, ganyan. Okay, but that's done already. How about the years na paparating pa sa buhay mo? Hindi ba mas nakakahinayang yung future rather yung tapos na? Right?
And it's also very different for people who have been married already and who had children.
Yes.
Ideally, when somebody cheats on you, no-go na yon. But that's not what's happening on the ground. You see women and men keeps on giving chances. And it makes sense. If it was just done once, you forgive them and you see a remorse, ibig sabihin pagsisisi sa kanila, and change in behavior, go for it. Hindi naman talaga tayo perfect. Pero kung pinatawad mo na ng isang beses, pangalawang beses, naka-7 ka na, naka-12 ka pa at hindi talaga nagbabago, kaya mo bang tanggapin that you're going to be cheated all your life? If you can, edi go for it. But I don't want you to live a life like that because marami namang loyal out there.
There are some women kasi who blame themselves kung bakit sila niloko. Like, hindi kasi ako nagpaayos, hindi kasi ako nag-toothbrush, hindi kasi ako alam mo yun, hindi enough yung pagpapaganda ko sa sarili ko, or naalagaan ko mabuti yung anak ko, or masyado ako naging workaholic, pumapasok ako every day, no? Why do you think is that?
So the science behind it is we are blaming ourselves because that is the only part that we have a control over. Pag blame ko yung sarili ko, alam kong kasalanan ko. Kasi kapag blame ko yung partner ko, sometimes you don't know exactly the reason eh. So that is just the defense mechanism. But women, it's not really, as you've heard in this discussion, most of the time, it's not about you. It's about, the person's self-issues. Meron silang mga kailangan gawin. May mga gusto silang ma-achieve. And sometimes, yung mga gusto nilang ma-achieve means disrespecting the relationship. So, depende sa'yo. How do you want to keep that relationship?
How about you?
Yeah, of course you blame yourself. But again, what's nice naman about women is that we always know how to recover. Mas maganda nga if you
Very
already
nice.
blame yourself because you know you would do better, especially with yourself. Mas maganda nga ang alam mong you would blame rather than puro sisi pa sa iba. So I guess that's better because, to heal yourself is the first move that you can do in order to heal everything in your future too.
So, how does cheating affect a woman's confidence? Kasi kung blame mo na yung sarili mo na kasi hindi ko siya naalagaan, napabayaan ko siya, ano sa palagay niyo yung nagiging effect nito mentally sa mga babae? No? Kasi pag may anak ka, it's a different story. Pero when you're like, let's do it, boyfriend, girlfriend versus mag-asawa. 'Di ba? It's a different story.
Absolutely. And you'll see, if cheating happens, ano ang instinct ng babae? Magpapaganda, magpapapayat.
Sana all ganyan.
Ay, hindi ba lahat?
Not everyone is ganyan. Of course, yung iba talaga kakain. Hindi naman ako, yung recovery
Yung
period
grieving
nila,
period nila.
umaabot
Correct.
ng years.
Absolutely.
But there are women naman na, 2 days, hindi pwede. Wala na nga akong pera, niloko pa ako, laban sa buhay. May mga ganun diba?
That's true because oo nga naman, yung coping pala talaga ng babae, it could be constructive or destructive. Yung iba lalong tumaba, lalong nalulung sa alak.
Oo.
Yeah.
But the reason why I said that, because at least in the community that I belong to, like it's 100% better na you'll be the hotter ex than you'll be the losyang ex
I like
after.
that.
Mas hindi ka babalikan ng ex mo kung lalo kang naging, then you look better. Because if you look better, then your ex will realize you were not the problem, he was.
Pero would you agree, lahat ng mga naloko na babae, meron silang glow up. Diba?
Yeah.
Diba lahat ng mga naloko, parang biglang gumaganda. No? Karamihan, napansin ko lang.
Actually, in my clinic, I would give discounts pag ganyan yung
Pag
case.
naloko,
Kasi talaga, oh my gosh, we have to make a program.
ayan,
And
i-plug natin
that's
yung
my
clinic
job.
na yan.
And I see that all the time. I hear that all the time. And I think nga, kaya rin kami tumagal na, no? Is because it's so fulfilling when I hear after a year or two na parang, oh my gosh, you know what, I feel better na ganito na ako, ganyan. So, medyo nawala na yung blaming, it's more so, nagre-reflect na lang do sa cheating na nangyari. However, lahat ay naging single na.
Jazz, it's beautiful when a woman uses pain as a motivating factor to be better. Look better, be better in their finances, and be a better partner in the future.
Yeah. Or siguro, pwede rin, coach, to add that, para magdagdagan ko, no? When you feel na nag-cheat na yung partner mo, kasi hindi naman yan yung biglaan, di ba?
Oh, tsaka hindi aamin karamihan.
Oo, hindi.
Magkamatayan na hindi talaga aamin.
Tumalong ka na ng building, talagang hindi.
I-deny pa din.
Oo. Sasabihin pa may question sa kanya.
Oo. Sabihin, nilagay yung sarili sa plato tapos sinerve sa kanya.
O, di ba? Pero, pag mga ganyang case, like, example, yung lalaki na huli na talaga na nag-cheat and all, kailan ba kailangang bumitaw? Kailan ba kailangang pagbigyan? Alam mo yon, like what you said kasi kanina, majority, we have to let go. We have to, bye-bye, it's the end of the line, goodbye for me. Pero kung halimbawa ang simpleng like lang, kasi it's part of cheating also, di ba? Kailan mo kailangang patawarin yung lalaki?
Like lang sa Instagram, gano'n.
Or
social
pag
media.
nag-cheat na.
Pag nag-cheat na. Kasi mafe-feel mo yun Mafe-feel mo, hindi lang yan basta biglang, alam mo, it's a series of events na parang,
Micro acts.
oo ang bango mo ngayon, tapos sumunod ang aga mong umalis, diba?
Tapos, ang aga mo umalis, tapos hindi ka na bumabalik. So when do you let go? My personal opinion on this is you let go of the relationship when it doesn't feel safe anymore. The reason why you fell in love with this person, kasi masarap silang kasama, you feel like babaeng-babae ka, you feel that you're being taken care of, you feel that you could trust the person. When you're with somebody that you don't trust, uneasy yung feeling mo hindi ka makapag-relax. Tataas yung cortisol mo, magkaka-cancer ka pa, mamamatay ka na maaga. So, let go of that relationship so you could live longer.
Yes.
So, the moment that you feel that already in your gut, na parang hindi na ako makahinga ng kalma with my partner, then that's no longer your partner. They're starting to become your enemy already.
Yeah, and Yeah, I mean, even me with my situation, no, kahit nga dating pa lang, sinaset ko na yan. And if I
Boundaries.
see na merong follow or like, I'm sorry, goodbye, dyan ka na lang. Ayoko, wala ka dyan.
After the break, pag-uusapan naman natin ang paano bumawi sa sarili, magtakda ng boundaries at piliin ang dignidad at kapayapaan anuman ang desisyon. Because every woman deserves clarity, respect, and healing. Real talk, real stories, real empowerment. Jazzgirls.